This is Parody. All footage shown is from Friday the 13th. Hi, I'm Sackhead, YouTuber and psychopathic murderer, and this is Killers Ranked, where I break down and rank your favourite killers. Today I'll be ranking the stealth-based slasher with a superstar successor, the murderous mother, Pamela Voorhees. But before we do that, let's take a look at the rankings. Crazy Fat Ethel holds the number 1 spot, because she's the only killer to be ranked so far, with a beatable score of 3.6. Can Mrs. Voorhees take the number 1 spot? Let's find out. Grieving for her son after his tragic death, when a group of neglectful horny teenagers allowed him to drown in Crystal Lake, Pamela decided to channel her agony into doing God's work, murdering camp counselors. Pamela's corpse-making career begins in 1958, with this pair of promiscuous teens. Pamela takes out the first with a stab to the belly, and then does whatever this is. A basic stabbing isn't the most pleasing to the eye, but I would recommend it for new killers like Pamela. I mean, even a child can stab someone to death. Her next kill comes decades later, after a quick chase through the woods, where Pam executes a perfect neck slitting. After some Myers-esque stalking of her victims, Pamela lures a guy named Ned away from his friends. She carries out another neck slitting and leaves him on the top bunk. I would say this is a risky play, but then Pamela waits under the bed until the couple stop having sex, then skewers an arrow through the mattress and this young man's neck. Pamela is clearly confident in her skills, because I've been doing this whole killing thing for a while, and I wouldn't dream of attempting a kill like this. There's so much that could go wrong here. They could have noticed the decaying remains of their friends, or she could have completely missed the target, or the girlfriend could have come back into the room. I don't know if she's insane or just knows how damn good she is. Pamela's 6th kill comes when she sneaks up to a girl in the bathroom and axes her in the head, proving that she's proficient with an assortment of weapons, which is a skill that every good slasher should possess, because you can't always guarantee that you'll have your preferred murder weapon to hand. Mrs. Voorhees carries out another stab to the belly. Again, it's not the prettiest kill in the world, but it's quick and it gets the job done. Shortly after this, Pamela arrives at the endgame, where it's just her and the final girl. Now, many armchair slashers would tell you that this is the easiest part of a murder spree, but they're wrong. Final girls become stronger and more determined with each of her friends that you kill. You'd have better luck coming up against 100 stoners, jocks and hotties than you would one Laurie Strode. Pam leads the killer down a trail of terror. With this precariously placed dead person, honestly I have no idea how he's hanging up there like that, and a corpse that she hurls through the window. Pamela then, after befriending her, confronts the final girl head on, which goes about as well as you'd expect. The final girl gets away, but soon finds herself running down another trail of terror. Pamela catches back up with the final girl and seems to be faring much better in the rematch. Until... At this point, Pamela collects herself and goes back to relying on her successful strategy for stealth-based attacks. I'm being sarcastic. She refuses to learn from her mistakes and meets the final girl head on for a third time, where she meets her demise. A sad end to such a talented slasher. Now we've reviewed Pamela Voorhees' work, let's get to the ranking. Pamela is a master of the stealth style of killing, managing to not alert the group until there was only 2 survivors left, whereas a less patient killer would have likely alerted them all with the first kill. Mrs. Voorhees is able to sneak around survivors with ease, getting the jump on any victim that she chooses. But Pam also knows that she isn't a 7-foot Goliath with a chewed up testicle for her face. She's a cute old lady and she uses it to her advantage, getting close to her victims with her friendly appearance and demeanour, before hitting them with a quick belly stab. However, when she exposes her true nature to her victims, she's mostly helpless. Of her 10 confirmed kills, the neck stab through the bed is easily my favourite. Though Pamela can carry out these spectacular looking kills, she will often stick to the basics. This shows a great level of maturity. Pamela is aware that she doesn't possess the inhuman strength that her son will later display, so relies on simple high percentage attacks, except when she doesn't. Honestly, if it wasn't for the pathetic way that her killing career ended, Pamela would likely be receiving a 7 or an 8, but as she's abandoned her own killing style, I'll be giving her the respectable score of 5.8, which is more than enough to take the number 1 spot from Crazy Fat Ethel. But will it be enough to keep the crown from being collected by the patron's choice, the collector? Find out by hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell. If you disagree with Pamela Voorhees' score and ranking, let me know why in the comments and I may re-rank her in the future. If you want to support the channel, maybe sign up to the Patreon for the low price of $1 and gain access to my initial thoughts on the killers that I'm covering and nominate killers you'd like to see on Killers Ranked.